Now right now you might be hearing a lot of noise. The ocean, it's 28 degrees and I just started the ocean. And I got the heater going. So it's a little loud and that's what you hear is the heater in the background trying to warm the ocean up. So first thing I'm going to do is open up the back. And I forgot about this air compression in the back. Let's get that out. And I made this, I'll have to take this part out. I made this to protect the back. So I'm going to need to lay the seats down, so let's change this a little bit. So, I've got this old mattress. This mattress has a history here. I actually slept in my old Chevrolet Volt for about a month at the hospital while my mom was passing away. So, that looks like just enough room. I do think I'm going to scoot the seats up just a little bit to give that a little more room. You can just stay there and record. I think I will fix this. Which side is coming? They both look good. I think I'll keep that plug in there. I think I'll keep that there because my intentions are to take this and plug up an electric blanket and use it tonight. That's my intention. So we'll see how it all goes. That'll be the first step, and I appreciate my daughter recording for me. I'm going to do a quick test here. I'm going to crawl in the back and see what the space looks like, and then I'm going to try to close this with the fob. Pretty sure that should work with no issues. So let's see what kind of space we have. Now I'm 5'9" as a reference, so if we were parked outside, I guess that'd be a pretty good view. Let me try to show you the fob. Wasn't holding the fob long enough. So that's a fairly easy way to get in and out by using the fob. I think that'll make a pretty good test. I'll bring some sheets out here, an electric blanket, and I think I'm going to try to bypass the ocean shutting down by putting it either in neutral and setting the parking brake, or if that doesn't work, I'll actually put it in drive and set the parking brake. So we'll see how it works. I've got my bed made, and I have got my kilowatt hour meter, and I'm going to need to use an extension cord because I can't plug that up the way that this lifts up. That will simply be in the way. So I will simply get an extension cord so I can see how many kilowatt hours the electric blanket is using. Should be a pretty interesting test. Okay, I actually learned something there. I couldn't get this to work. I couldn't get any power to it, but I had the I had the car charging, and that won't work while the car is charging. So I unplugged the charger, and now I have power, and I've got it hooked up to my kilowatt hour meter. So now I'll be able to know what the how many watts the electric blanket's using. Don't really know, never tested it. I would guess somewhere between probably 40 to 80. 40 being on the low end, 80 being on the top end. Anyway, we'll see. Let's check where the ocean is right now. Now it is very cold. It's currently 34 degrees in the garage. It's currently 28 degrees outside. Have had the garage door shut except for the last little bit here, setting up for this. So I am curious how to do this. I think the best way to do this is to put it, let's take off the parking brake, because this is an experiment for me. I've never done it. Let's put it in neutral, and let's set the parking brake. Okay, all right, if you set the parking brake though, it goes back into park. I wonder if we put it in drive. Does it creep? No, it doesn't creep. Okay, we could leave it in drive and see if that works. That may be our only option to set the parking brake. Or, let's see, let's put it in neutral, and I will chalk the tires. I got some tire blocks. I'll put some tire blocks under the tire, you know, just in case you were out and we're worried about, you know, the car rolling. So I will do that. All right, since the ocean does not have any type of camp mode, I'm not sure what I need to do to keep the ocean on. So as you can see here, I'm going to pretend, you know, that I'm outside somewhere, and I actually have chalked the tires. So I've got my little stoppers there, so, you know, if we were to be out, it couldn't roll. I have also set the seat belt. Now, personally, I don't think this is going to work. I think I'm going to have to find a way to put this probably into drive or neutral and keep it there. And actually, I don't think that's going to be too easy, but I want to try to find a way around that. So it's currently 6:21, and I'm just going to leave the ocean on. I'm going to turn the heater down quite a bit. Let's put the heater on 72. It's pretty cold. Let's put it on 74. Let's leave it there. Got 302 miles of range at 84 miles. And we'll see how this does. So, like I said, this is an experiment, so I really don't know what's going to keep the ocean going. So it's 6:21, and I'm going to keep checking occasionally to see if the ocean has shut off or not. Okay, it's been 30 minutes since I went in the house. Let's see if everything is still on. The lights are still on. I don't think the power outlet is still on. I can't tell for sure, but I'm pretty sure it's not on. I don't remember if I left that turned up or not, because I should be able to see that green light. Let's see. Can you see this? The climate is off. That's interesting. Okay, so that means I would be in there freezing my keister off because the climate is off. You know, it's still lit up, still playing music, Huh. You can see I still have the seatbelt on. So, probably going to have to try to find a way around this. See what happens when I just open the door. Nothing. You can see the keys are there. Music's playing. I'm going to check that in the back. Yeah, okay. Let's see, can I turn the light on for you? Yeah. See, if this was still on, that green light would still be on. So that's not going to work. I'm going to have to rethink this. Okay. Okay, I'm back in the car. Put my foot on the brake. Okay, so now it's started back up. I have no idea how long the climate stayed on like that. So, how to do this? Let's turn the parking brake off. And let's put it in drive. Instead of drive, let's put it in neutral. It's in neutral. It's not in park. And the parking brake is not on. Now, what's going to happen if I get out of the driver's door? It's probably going to lock it. Yep. Okay. So it put it in park and it locked it. So I think the only realistic way that I'm going to be able to pull this off is to turn that off. I'm going to put it in neutral. Got to press the brake. I'm going to put it in neutral. And now I'm going to stop recording and I'm going to see if I can get out of the passenger side. Okay, as soon as I opened the passenger side door, it went into park. So, let's try this. Put it in neutral again. And what happens if I open the back door? Probably the same thing. Ha! Okay, you can open a back door and it doesn't shift it into park. So that's going to be my way out right there. Okay. Try to shut the door. Oh, it's a hard reach. Okay, I got it shut. Okay, so I think that is probably my way around this. Leave it in neutral, get out the passenger, get out of the back and see how long the climate stays on. So it's 6:56 and I'm going to crawl into the back and go out the back door. Okay, realize something. As soon as I get out of my seat, it shifts to park. So, what happens if I do drive? Shifts to park. Alright, what if I buckle the seatbelt? Okay, I do have the seatbelt buckled. Huh. Stayed in neutral. I'm lifting myself up right now. Okay. Alright, let me see if I can crawl in the back and it stay in neutral. Okay, I was able to crawl in the back and boy, it's hard to get clear. Can you see that? Okay, I am in the back and I was able to keep it in neutral So the climate's still working, and I do have the seatbelt on. Can you see that? Yeah, got the seatbelt on. So I think this is going to work. I'm going to try to get out the back door here and see what happens. Okay, it's been solid, 30 solid minutes. Let's see how we're doing. Judging by the sound of it, the heater is working. So this little bypass here, I think, is going to work for us. You can see we're still at, my Fisker light's kind of getting in the way there. Well, I don't think I can zoom in on that, but I can read it. It's saying we're still at 84%. The heater is on. Try to zoom in there. You can see that it's set at 74. So that is still on, so that's good news. Let's see if our little plug-in in the back is still working. Yep, we're still on back here. Well, maybe not. That went off. Oh, I bet I know why. Okay, I bet when it was kicking off up there, I bet this got switched off, because that's a GFI switch, so that was probably on. That would have probably stayed on. It just tripped. So, but that little red light was on, so that means that was on, had power too. So I think we're good. I actually think that this is going to work for us. Okay, I am in the car. The heater is currently set to 74. I'm actually going to turn that down to 72. Okay, we're still in neutral. It is 7:44, and I've got my bed made, and I've got my electric blanket out here, and I'm going to plug that up and see what kind of draw that it has. So I'm going to lay down and plug it up, and then we'll see. All right, let me turn the light on. Okay, got the electric blanket hooked up, and I'm actually going to turn it on and see how much power we're drawing. Okay. Speed on warm. We don't want it on amps. Most people ain't gonna understand that. Alright, let's put it on watts. 110 watts. More than I expected. Low. Medium. High. Okay, that didn't change at all. I bet it, as it warms up, it draws less and less power. Maybe not, but we'll find out. So, we're drawing roughly 105 watts. I'll check that occasionally and see if that changes. Okay, so this is my setup. As you can see. Okay, that's bouncing between 100 and 105 basically. I will unplug the dash cam. There's no point sitting here letting it run. Oh, it's hard to reach. Okay, we'll unplug that. And as long as the electric blanket is running, we'll know, because that will stay green. So I'm curious how all this works out for us. Okay, that's already filtered down to 98, so we'll check that occasionally and test around, see what the draw is on it. So of course I am in my garage, so just kind of looking around here. and my garage is cold. One of the garage doors is open. It's not heated currently. Now I am going to close the garage door before I go to bed and warm the garage up a little bit for my dog. So, all right, I just stretched out. I mean, I literally just laid down from stopping the video. Got stretched out here. I'm 5'9". I feel perfectly fine in here. I got plenty of room to stretch out, so just no issues at all. Now, if you were to be, you know, really tall, that would be a different story. But for me, perfectly fine. Let's see if this has dropped any at all. Okay, yeah, that's already filtering down. So don't know what the average rate's going to be if you leave it on high, but I'm going to leave it on high. So we'll see what it, you know, drops down to. It is a steady draw. I'll check it in about 5 minutes or something. Alright, it's been about another 5 minutes. I turned the climate down to 70 and I put it on sync, and this is on 0 still, which is kind of weird actually. Oh, okay. So in the lower settings, this is just going to throttle back and forth. It's going to bounce up and then cycle right back down. So it's just going to cycle on and off. So on is probably between 100 and 110 watts regardless, and then it's just going to cycle on and off. So okay, it's going to use less energy that way, of course, and I am pretty toasty in here anyway, so that's good to know, because when you're in an EV, every little watt matters, because every little watt adds up to, you know, a kilowatt hour, and that's what everything is all about in electric vehicles. So pretty cool. I'm actually very comfy. I'm just going to give you a quick look around here. Everybody knows the ocean, but I thought this test that was actually suggested by Wise Old Al would be pretty cool. This would be really cool if I was out, you know, in the woods and could open this and just lay here and look at the stars. Such a cool vehicle. Hey, check this out. My daughter loves these things. Watch this. Now, I didn't touch anything. All I did is I took my hand and I went like that right there by it. Now check this out. Ain't that cool? Let's do it again. That is awesome. I can see why my daughter is so fascinated with that. I've never been in a car with motion lights before. Okay, quick update. I am absolutely roasting in this car. So I'm going to turn the electric blanket off. I'm just turned it off. I'll turn it back on later as part of the test, or I may turn the climate off up there and just try to rely on the electric blanket to see how it goes. See what that looks like. Okay, wanted to do a quick update because I'm actually about ready to go in the house. Still using everything. Everything's working fine. You can see that it's 9:51. We're down to 82% on the battery. That may have been hard to see on the camera, but I can read it. So you can definitely sleep in your ocean. You just have to overcome the safety features until we get a camp mode. So buckling the seatbelt, I think that worked, and keep it in a neutral, and you can't get out the front door. So you have to crawl out of the seat and crawl into the back, and then you can use the back doors. I did not try to use the hatch. So pretty fun test, and I seriously considered sleeping in my Ocean all night, but I don't think that's necessary because this has been going on long enough that there's no doubt in my mind that this would actually last all night as it is. I am going to try just a few simple things for my own curiosity, see if I can get the lights to totally go off, things like that, just stuff to satisfy my own curiosity, and then I may add some notes before I wrap this up.